Welcome to WILDHEL. This is a traveler game. We're going to attempt in the 4D style. And let's introduce our players. We have Table Runner Crispy. This is
Howdy.
Doc Flamingo to his right. And then under Doc Flamingo is 28mm RPG Rick. And then to his left, we have Mr. Max Boivin. I don't know. I guessed.
Yeah, that's always good.
Heck yeah. To his left. And I am your referee for the evening, Phil the Thrill. And thank you for joining us today. Some of you are awake as the armed guards are strapping you into your metal traveling pod. The belts are tightly fastened on you, and some of you are slowly waking up as your nature has required that you be sedated until you are securely fastened in your seats. The men in full environmental suits, being satisfied that they have strapped you in securely, make their way out of the pod as it begins to seal. The pod is has a very metallic construction, looks very modern day, maybe in its construction. So there's a lot of metal rafters and sort of a high ceiling. Looks like there are 6 people seated in a circle at each, with their backs towards the wall, the interior walls. A small alarm begins to beep, 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 beep. Those of you that were not yet awake, there's a jarring sensation that pulses through the jump pod as you that shakes every one of you inside. Chris,
I'm sitting serene, my eye closed, breathing slowly. I guess the drop's gonna be the worst part, guys.
I wake up and start. Grab the harness with my hands. Look panicked to either side. You haven't been in a drop before, have you, kid?
No, it's my first time. I look
Wish
around.
I could say it was my first.
To Remus's left, an old, younger man. A younger man looks over and he's also shaking. He says, Oh, how you guys doing? Oh.
Relax, son. You get used to it.
That's what them officers always say. Right before we land. And then we all die.
Andrews shakes the fog out of his head, looks around at his surroundings, and realizes he's shaking around like crazy. What in tarnations? Where they dropped us now? Holy shit.
An older man looks at Theodorian calmly as as his chair shaking, just watching him. As a voice comes over a speaker inside of the drop pod. We at the Galactic Empire are saddened to have failed at integrating you into our diverse and welcoming culture. Know that we strive to do better with our citizens in the years to come.
Yeah.
Shove your pot propaganda up where the sun don't shine, he yells.
Just then, sensation of free fall enters the pod, and the turbulence gets even stronger.
As I was serene, now I start to tense up, and now I get the shake, sitting in my seat.
My head back, eyes closed, fiercely shut. I start muttering inaudibly to myself.
A woman's voice comes over the intercom. We hope that you find enrichment in your new life. Be advised that the transit pod to your new home has been carefully inspected and successfully met all UECC standards. Brought to you by Unicorp.
Complete bullshit.
Best thing could happen to us would probably to die.
Yeah, that doesn't inspire confidence, I gotta say.
I keep praying, eyes shut.
The old man speaks up. He's looking at you, Theodore. I know you.
Yeah,
Yes, you were a journalist.
it was a long time ago. I give it up.
His pod is shaking.
There was a time, yes.
Andrews looks to the left and to the right, seeing who's next to him. You! Where are you from? He shakes in his chair. You don't speak much, do you?
Oops, what are you talking to me for, man? We're all gonna die.
We're not
Talk
gonna
to me
die
right now. Just
We're not
talk to
gonna
me.
die. No, we're not.
Remus
We're gonna get
is
out of
having a
this
hard
alive.
time. I'm having a hard time. I
Well,
keep
we're
praying.
eventually going to die. Here's as good a place as any.
Hi, I'm Ryan Vega of the Gloriana Strikers. Ryan Vega. Before a big game, I do two things. I call my mama, and I take a drink of an ice-cold Blue Spark.
Oh, we did.
With 20
Fucking
microunits of
commercials.
carbine, I know I'll have the energy to take it to those Endeavor Pulsars at tonight's game.
What kind of bullshit is this?
Why do we have to hear, like, we're being sent where none of that is going to be available to us? Why do we have to listen to advertisement again?
They're just taunting us. They're
Hold up.
taunting us now.
Hold up.
Whoever authorized that ad buy should wind up here, frankly.
Where is he? Wait,
Go
where
for
are
Blue
we?
Spark
Where are we
right now.
going?
Guys, this is a new life you're being offered.
I didn't choose this.
See it as a gift.
I'd rather not.
That moment, a explosion from beneath the transit pod as there's a massive force you feel a massive force slowing your fall, and a stream of what sounds like jet engines. Your scent is, you can tell your scent is beginning to slow down your descent.
Well, that's much more gentle than I expected.
Yeah,
Almost
we have a
all.
comedian among us.
My neck muscles are strained as I'm fighting against the G's as we're getting hit by these retro rockets, slowing the pod. No, this is the worst part.
It's almost over.
The old man looks over at you, or at Andrus, and says, I know you too. You're famous, aren't you?
Most that know me are either dead or still fighting.
Dead, I'd say.
Perhaps, but there may be some hope at the end of this, he says.
I look at Andrews. What are you hoping for?
Get out of this alive. And if you guys are willing to come, and survive together, whatever may be happening, we'll get out of this. I assure you.
Our only chance will be to stick together. A wise thought.
I'm not running.
The younger man looks at you, Andrus, and says, no one escapes hell. No one's ever escaped hell. Are you crazy?
Wait, this is hell?
That's where we're going. Didn't they tell you, Remus? Or didn't they tell you?
So are we already dead?
No, hell. You ever heard of hell before?
Well, of course.
Some kind of crazy prison world.
My
No one
grandmama
ever
used to
gets out.
tell me about it. It's red and hot. It smells like sulfur, they said.
I think
Here,
it's going to be green.
You hear tink, 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 and your descent begins to speed up again, and then one more, and then there's another when the descent stops again suddenly, and it's on. You barely even feel that you're descending at this point.
Did we hit the ground?
Not yet.
Oh,
The old
fucking
man,
ground.
the old man points up at a set of numbers decreasing. He says, "I think that's our altitude." And
Gonna be there soon.
it looks like another 1,000 feet.
I'm bracing myself in my seat.
Andrus
the,
looks around, is searching around, seeing if there's any panels around, like cubby holes, that sort of thing. Taking an assess of everything around him.
It's a lot of flat metal panels on the floor. There is one bag under everyone's chair. A small bag. And a number of metal rafters across the ceiling. Small control panel over at the door. The exit.
Looks like we all have a kit of some form underneath our seats. We should be prepared to get our stuff together when we land. Hopefully it's not too rough.
If I may
Hopefully
make a
it's on
suggestion,
land.
gentlemen, if I may make a suggestion, we should probably disassemble any part of this craft that we can. We're unlikely to find metal where we're going. We might be able to use parts as weapons, as shields, all manner of useful items.
Hold on, are you an engineer? You
Just
know mechanics, that sort of thing.
a little bit. I was in the military. I did some construction.
Good. It'd be useful. Hey, any of you scientist types?
I got some scientific studies.
Good, young man. Good.
Well, I'll be happy to take that bag off your hands then. The young man. pipes up
bag?
at
You
Theodore.
touch that bag, I'll lay you out. I'll lay you out. Yeah, you try it.
Hey, you seem like a strong guy. You and me. I could be your friend.
You seem about as smart as I am. I don't need someone as dumb as that. I wish we'd just land.
The counter is ticking down to 300 feet now.
Andrus braces.
Shaking has stopped. And the old man says, any moment now, we've hit the bottom.
I look at Remus. So you've been in the drop before?
Yeah, I has. I has a long time ago.
What
I has,
happened?
and it was bad. It was bad. Those stupid officers said it would be no problem. Half the pod died. I got hurt bad. Then they just washed me out. Didn't get a pension or nothing.
I regret I asked.
Oh, shit.
Eh.
Young man
I
shuts
look
his
over-
eyes.
I look over at the young man. Size him up. Yeah, I could take him.
He just has his eyes shut, muttering, mouthing some words to himself. 150, 100, 75, crash. The pod begins to, clearly is flipping end over end.
Just like
Ah!
And it ends up on its side. You can feel it's like there's like a swinging motion going on.
We appear to be hung up, gentlemen. This could be a problem.
Or
I start-
worse.
unbuckling everything, trying to force this metal cage off me that the guards put down.
The straps provide too much of resistance against you up until a second later, and then the safety harness just lifts up. The young man who was at the top of the pod falls down and lands, busting his head on the bottom of the pod, on what is now the bottom of the pod.
Okay. I lowered myself down there and take a look at him. I have some medical training.
I stand
Andrus-
up from my seat, look at the body of the young man on the floor. Grab my bag underneath, over my shoulder. I look over at Andrus. Where to now, boss?
Yeah, let's gather our belongings. Grab everything you can. It grabs his bag underneath. Come on, let's get ourselves out of here.
I grab my
Shelter.
bag. I dislodge myself from the seat. I look around. I told the guy, "Welcome home, guys."
I try to climb up to where the bag is on the ceiling, where the guy that fell out busted his head. I think I might take that bag. He might need it later, and if he doesn't make it, then we'll need it.
The boy that fell has a large gash across his forehead, and he seems dazed,
Okay. I tear his
suffering
sleeve
from a
off
concussion.
and create a bandage with it and sit him upright. You just relax, son. We're going to get you out of here as soon as we find out what's going on. We appear to be swinging from something, gentlemen. Let's not move around too much in the cabin until we've sussed out what our situation is. And I start climbing up towards the door to release it, to see where we are.
Here,
Andrus gives William a hand, pushing him up. Here, and gives him a push up.
hear a tink, 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 and the pod changes orientation again. Now the top of the what was the top of the pod is now the bottom as it begins to swing a much wider arc.
Nobody move around too much. We may be in a bad spot.
I quickly grab like on the harness that has been open, holding myself to it.
Give me a dexterity check, William.
Yes.
And Remus.
6.
6 plus 1, 7. 9 plus.
7.
Success. The dangerous scaffolding that marked the top of the ship not affecting you in any way, but the boy he slips down and is now underneath some of that scaffolding in bent in a kind of an awkward way. He's like, groans. Clearly his leg's broken as well.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Push through the door.
All right.
I reach underneath the young man's seat, grab his bag, sling it over my shoulder, holding on to the harness. Look over. Where's the exit? It should be just over there. They just stamp these things out.
Okay, I push the door open. I prop myself out enough where I still feel secure, and I look around to see what our situation is.
Door easily opened with the control panel next to it. Opens up. The door opens upward though, and it's just there's just the lip of the pod between you and the outside. You're approximately 25 feet up in the air, dangling from the pod is 25 feet up in the air, dangling from a large tree. Below the pod is a number of limbs and a very rapidly moving river.
All right,
Outside in the
gentlemen.
world of hell is the bright purple skies. The foliage outside is a mixture of greens and blues. A number of wildflowers of all sorts of colors. Sounds that are alien to spacefarers ring out. A constant buzzing of bzzz that planet dweller would recognize as the sound of insects.
This is hell.
A few birds fly past the opening of the pod.
I slowly make my way toward the opening. Stick my head out. Well, look like we're in a bit of a pickle. I
It's
take my
probably
bag.
safest if we climb up and then down the tree. We don't want to fall in that river.
Andrus helps Theodore brace himself along on the wall as I go ahead and latch the bag across my shoulder. Says, well,
What
what
if
does
we
it look like?
What if we all go back into our seat? Bring back the harness down. One of us could go and try to dislodge the pod. The pod would probably protect us if we fall.
I don't know about you. I don't like the idea of going down a river in this pod. It's a good way to drown.
Well, the pod is gonna float.
I
We're
make
gonna
my-
end up in a nice beach somewhere.
Why would it float? It's a big metal thing. I start.
Well, do I
I
need to
make my way
explain you-
down to the.
You've never seen a
where the
ship
tw-
before?
Ship? No, I don't go in. I was a ground pounder, man. We don't go in the. I walk down to where the guy is moaning, twisted in the scaffolds. I bend down close to him when I get to him.
The old man is crouching already next to that younger man, trying to, with his clearly weakly trying to pull the boy out from his tangled situation.
I turn to the old man. You better go with the others. I'll take care of this guy. I got it. I got it.
I can help.
I whisper to him so he can only hear. There's only one help that's going to help him now, and that's a quick release. Are you prepared to do that? You got to end a wounded animal. There's no one helping us. We got to help ourselves. I got this. Is he kin? Is he kin to you? Is this your son?
He looks at you as the color drains from his face, and stands up quietly. Begins to climb his way up to the exit of the pod.
I watch him go.
Doc.
I'm going to climb up to the top of the pod and see how easily I think it would be to climb and or dislodge the pod from the tree we're hanging in.
You can make athletics dexterity check.
Okay, my athletics, I have, I'm pretty sure. I have athletics 0, dexterity +1. For 5 plus whatever I get for the athletics.
0.
So the pod is gotten slippery from some sort of alien goop off these broken branches and leaves and plants, causing you to slip.
Ouch.
Okay.
I attempt
Andrus.
to grab hold of the pod on my way down.
Andrus helps Theodore up towards the exit. Come on.
Wait, let me check. Let me check what is in those bags that they gave us. Maybe there's something useful. And I start like ruffling to my bag.
So, William, go ahead and give me a strength check.
Strength check.
Inside the bag is
5, 6, 7.
inside the bag is a canteen full of water, and a wrapped up. It's like a package. It looks it's military issue food cube. It's good for 1 month nutrition.
Well, they didn't give us any luxury for sure.
I bend down over the injured young man. Now just him and I. Look, kid, you're hurt bad. It's not good.
It's fine. It's fine.
No. It's not fine. What's your name?
My name is Isaac.
Isaac.
Lasky.
As I look him up and down. Isaac, tell me your story. And I wait for him to recount a little bit. As he starts telling his story.
I was a space pirate,
Yeah?
and I got caught at a border check with some contraband.
I open up the bag, look through, looking for cigarettes. Nothing. All right.
Anyways,
What kind of
left,
contraband?
I'm left behind a wife,
What's her name?
kid, Angie.
Well, I'm sure Angie will be just fine, I say. Tell me about your kid. And then as he starts to talk, I put my hands around his head and snap his neck.
Pop.
Then I close his eyes. Just leave him there.
What's your
William.
assessment, William? What's your assessment out there?
William, you've taken 2 points of damage.
Alrighty.
It's,
But I am hanging on.
sacrifice your body.
Okay, so I secured myself back on top of the thing, and I try to get a lay of the land, how what our situation is.
At the top of above the pod, you can see that what is keeping you in the tree. What's keeping the pod in the tree is a group of 3 parachutes tied with some cord to the pod. There's a number of trees around. The tree that the pod is tied up in is another, looks to be 50 feet taller than where you are. Difficult to say. In the canopy.
I assess the possibility
Dense
of
canopy.
jumping towards the tree and grabbing lower limbs, if I think that would be feasible.
I think to myself, well, okay, what are we hung up on? Are we just hanging, dangling?
We're hanging from a tree. It looks to be a very, very rough climb. The ropes are wet. I do not advise trying that. We can either try
Okay.
to cut ourselves down, in which case someone would have to stay out here and be in a very bad way. But I think we can probably jump to the tree and grab some lower branches. We might take a bit of a spill, but I think we'll be all right. It's about 25 feet down.
Could we use the rope from the parachute?
Well, we could probably cut a couple ropes from down here, but they'd still be attached up top. Again, we would have to climb.
Can you find some? Well, do we have anything to cut with? Is there any rope that are not taut, that are like loose?
I checked some of the ropes, check the condition.
I leave Isaac's corpse, walk up to the old man by Andrus and Teddy.
The old man looks at you and nods. There is at the top of the pod, that very precarious climb covered in some unknown jungle slime is difficult to traverse. But there are a couple of ropes that there is some slack in.
We got a couple of
Visible from the entrance of the pod.
Let's see. I try to assess whether I could pull any one of the 3 chutes down, so we have access to both ends of the rope. I look at one which I think is the least tangled up, and I start yanking on that, see if I can get it loose.
Isaac, the old man looks out from the door. Says, "You'll have to climb around the pod to get to those ropes, young man."
I steady the old man, making sure that he's stable, not gonna fall out.
Thank you. That's your.
Yeah, I'll reach out toward to the door, and I'll try to grab one of those ropes.
Okay.
Andrus, what do I call you, Andrus? Is that your name?
Yes, you can call me Andrus.
Okay, so what do you do now? Like, what are we doing? We can't stay here, right?
No, we're going to get ourselves down. We're just trying to figure out how to get. We
How
gotta
high up
grab
are
one
we?
of the ropes here. 25 feet, apparently.
That's it?
No telling what you're gonna land on if you fall, though. That's
Well,
the problem.
Let's see how that would work. I turn back to Isaac's corpse.
You hear another croaking or groaning of of whatever fastener is attaching the the rope to the pod, and then it pops. And the pod once again changes its axis and swings again wildly. With but Theodorin.
First check. I brace steadily, hanging onto Remus as well, and the old man.
I'm holding tight to that rope that I got.
Yep.
See, guys.
Grab the girders near Isaac's body.
I wrap my
Julian,
arms
you
through
better
the
hang up something
shooting
there.
cords.
Are we closer? Are we closer to the ground? He shouts.
Well, that depends on what you mean by closer. We are closer to falling to our demise.
It's
Those
only
rocks don't
25
look
feet.
good.
Oh, you should jump into rivers all the time. 25 feet, Remus says. I don't know. Hey, sorry about this, Isaac. I pick up Isaac from the ground, and I drag him over to the door. And once at the door, I flip him out the door to see how he falls. And then I watch him hit, just to try to gauge how big of a splash he makes on the river below.
Poor young man, compound fracture, 3rd degree, lacerations to the skull. He wouldn't have been any use.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got it, boss. You got it.
The young man flops down to the river and splashes in it. Doesn't go too deep, just kind of floats along for a little bit.
Well,
Gets stuck on a couple rocks.
he doesn't seem to have hit any rocks. Remus climbs out the door and with 2 bags in hand drops to the river below.
All right, make an endurance check.
Man's got a pair of cojones on him.
Check.
6. No, 7. Sorry, 7.
Okay.
So I hit the water.
Theodorin?
I tried to hoist myself on the rope that I grabbed, and pull myself up, trying to get out of the capsule. I don't want to be stuck in there if it falls. Athletics? You have 4.
I want to use your other check. I was using your other checks.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
good.
Okay. So yeah, I'm hoisting myself out of the capsule toward where the chute is attached to the tree. He's standing on the tree.
Maybe if we
You
pull
see-
on this together, we can get one of these to come down free and have some rope to work with. And it would not be a bad thing to have rope in this place.
Clear view of the last connection between the pod and the chute. Maybe moments before it pops as well, sending the pod to the river.
Well, it looks like our situation has made up our minds up for us, gentlemen. I suggest we get out of here very quickly.
Agreed. Andrus.
Andrews braces. I brace for my impact. If it falls.
Guys, you have to make a choice. Either like you fall with the pod, you fall without the pod, or you try to get out.
At the bottom, where Remus lands, the river is a little shallower than would be safe to jump into. You take 3 points of damage.
I kick off the bottom surface, grab my 2 bags, and look to the nearest shore and start swimming as quick as I can to that shore.
Pod swinging above you precariously.
Yeah, I look up nervously at that pod, swimming as fast as I can towards the shore.
Andres,
One dead Isaac floats next to you.
I help the old man over to one of the seats. Grab hold. We'll carry this out on to the ground. And I go for one of the seats as well. Ourselves back in.
I'm going to climb back inside. I say we just ride this down, gentlemen. It looks like shallow water. If we strap ourselves in, we should be all right. I start strapping myself into the seat.
The last fastener pops, and the pod crashes down through the remaining limbs, making a loud noise as it goes through the jungle and lands in the river. Water floods into the pod below you, Theodore.
Yeah, I'm holding to the rope, sailing up in the tree. I say, oh fuck, maybe I should have stayed in there. I'm trying to climb on the rope to reach the tree so I can hang myself to something more solid. And I look downstairs, see what's happening. People come out of there. I see Rimius moving out of the river. I say, well, this motherfucker made it.
I kick the pod narrowly missing me, cascading water propelling me towards the shore. I can feel twisted an ankle. No big deal. I grit my teeth, swim harder.
Pod assists the river in claiming the body of Isaac as it drags it underwater. Inside the pod, water rushing in quickly.
I help the old man out from his seat, grabbing both of our bags, handing the bag over to him. Get ready.
William and Andres, go ahead and give me an endurance check, please.
Two plus 2, 4.
10.
Okay. William, you take 3 damage.
Ooh.
The old man says, "Oh, I think I popped a rib." As he reaches for you, Andres.
I grab him and crank him up with me. And
When you pull him up, he whispers into your ear, "Don't let him get me." Puts his arm around your shoulder.
And I muster my way to get through the door as it floods in to kind of float my way up as it fills.
It is the it's a bit you kind of there's a little bit of a swim out of the pod, dragging the old man. Gonna need a endurance or athletics endurance or athletics. Your
Uses
choice.
it.
Average difficulty. Use what you use.
7.
Go.
Okay, I'm
William,
just gonna.
You're swimming out. It's a routine for you.
Okay, I'm gonna unstrap myself, grab my bag, and go for that exit. It's time to get out of Dodge.
6+.
8.
Okay. The old man clearly is having trouble staying with you, Andres.
I try to keep him with me. Come on! Come on! I encourage him. Use your strength! Use your arms!
He's underwater.
encourage him. Come! Using his his social skills, acuities.
Pushes a couple times. Ugh. You're not dragging him as much through the. It's not as much of a chore to bring him up for the last bit of the swim. Both able to. As you both breach the water, he takes a deep breath. And just floats on his back, resting.
I carry him along using my seamanship. He's all those years, the vessel.
The water
Swimming.
just like occasionally comes up and down, and he's like, just like floating off. Theodorian.
I realize I won't be able to detach the rope from the shoe, right? I have nothing to cut it or anything, so that's pretty pointless. Sitting there on the branch, I kick off my shoes with my feet. I just like take them off. Then carefully, I take off my jumpsuit. Then I put the jumpsuit. I wrap them around my arm on each arm, around the trunk of the tree. Put my bare feet on the trunk, and I try to wiggle myself down.
I reach the shore, toss the 2 bags that were with me onto the shore. I look back to see Andres and the old man struggling, and I wade back into the river to go assist.
I tried to
You
make
need-
my
you
way
need
to
an 8
Andrews and
feet
the old man. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go. William.
Oh, okay. 6, 7, plus 1, 8. So I make my way to them. I try to help drag the old man out as quickly as possible.
I keep on heaving along, helping the old man up to the shoreline, dragging him along. let's we what a terrible day. This is horrifying. But we'll make it, man. We'll make it.
Remus.
I assist, pulling him up. I notice the old man wincing as we support him. You injured, old man?
Oh, no, it's nothing.
What's your name?
Edmund.
Edmund. Tell me your story, Edmund.
It's nothing of importance. I'm fine.
I reach
He
to the
tries to
side.
bring himself up to the sit.
No. I stop him. I put my hand on his side, probe around, remembering my field medic days. I try to examine. 6. You've cracked a rib. You'll be fine. Just take it easy. He's cracked a rib.
Yeah, it's best to go ahead and get his shirt off, get it bound around his chest. He starts spewing off a lot of medical jargon, which totally goes over top of Remus's head.
Shirt off. Yeah, sure. I can do that. Shirt off. All right. Skin the cat. And with very little gentleness, I rip the shirt off the old man.
And the rest of us, he starts, Andrus goes ahead and pulls off his shirt and starts pulling it off. Let's get yourself declothed. We need to dry off our clothes. We won't survive out here.
Theodore, you fail.
Yeah, I'm my feet slip from the trunk, and then like I'm still holding to my jumpsuit, but I'm dragging down the tree, like my chest and face being rubbed on the trunk. It's quite painful.
And take 2 damage.
At some point, there's a little branch that which my jumpsuit caught on, slowed down my fall a bit, made it part way through, but I got no other option now, so I need to keep going down. I tried to refocus a bit and get down the rest of the tree.
The bottom of the tree is a slippery bank on one side, the other side, the river. The bank is a little muddy. The heat is oppressive in this riverbank.
I look for my shoes once I reach the bottom.
The old man naked on the riverbank. It's like showing his old man ribs and a large bruise on the side, beginning to form.
I assist him and start bandaging up getting him all sutured up, snug it tight on him.
He moans
There.
for a moment and then looks at Remus, and his protests stop.
I look down at him, nod slowly. Then I hear the crashing through a tree. I look over and see the Theodorian falling climbing down the tree. And I notice one of his shoes floating down the river. You might need that. I hesitate for just a moment. Then again, no, I'll get it this time. I wade into the river to grab his shoe before it drifts too far away.
I turn to assess the pod. Does it look accessible to me?
Assessing the pod. The pod is not visible from the top of the river. It is sunk below the water. Above it, directly above it, there is 3 parachutes up in the tree limbs. Number of cords just kind of swinging with the wind. The buzz of the insects in the forest, louder than as loud as engine noise.
Well, doesn't look like we're getting any scrap off the pod. Hopefully we can get those chutes down and have some rope and silk to work with. I make my way up to the tree. I sit down and I assess my injuries because I've been getting beaten up today.
I assist the old man upwards. Say, come, let's get closer to more drier, higher land here, and he takes him up towards the more above the tree. Looking around.
I got my feet in the mud, deep, like all the way to the ankle, in my tidy whitey. Put my jumpsuit around my neck. I start making my way like toward the rest of the group. I cross the river. I get in the river. Then I assess how deep it is. Well, I have to swim, I guess. Give a quick stroke. Move toward the guys.
I look over, see Theodorian swimming. I regain the bank, and when I do so, I, just out of curiosity, check the size of this shoe. Yeah, we're a pretty close fit to my size. Then I walk over to where William is nursing his wounds. So what's your name?
You can call me Bill.
Bill. Bill, I
old
knew
man-
a Bill once.
The old man, as you help him up, Andrus, he slips. His feet slip out from under him in the very slippery mud that you were sitting in. He was sitting in, and falls down And he inaudibly looks just, and then he very slowly gets up to his feet, more obviously putting his weight on you as he puts his arm around your shoulder.
I assess his full injury, looking him over. Of course, being a full-on surgeon in his time.
He has a looks to be two.
I readjust things and make sure everything's sutured up nice and tight on him. Help him breathe. Keep everything in. Come on, old man. You'll make it.
You have training.
Oh, yes. If I only had the tools.
I forgot that about you. You are a doctor or something, right?
Yes, that, I have, much training in my years. Yes.
Suppose when you're noble born, you can have weird hobbies like medicine. Oh,
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
thank you for your kindness. I'll help you
Hey.
get off this rock if I can.
See what we could do. What are your skill sets, old man?
I was a journalist.
Yeah,
I,
journalists and politicians,
in the
much
tech
alike.
Theodorian?
I reach the shore where the other guys are, with my jumpsuit around my neck, like loosely tied up. Come off the water, super slim fit body, but like quite damaged now, like a lot of like a big rash on the chest, busted lip. Get out of the river. Just before when I still my feet in it, I crouch down, I squat down, and I pick up like a big flat rock that I find in the riverbed. And I move toward the guy. Move toward Remus. Anybody like took my pouch in the pod?
You mean these bags? No,
Yeah.
I took the one from Isaac. I hand out the soaking wet shoe. I think this is yours.
I take the shoes. You have the other one?
I didn't see the other one. I just saw one.
Slip the shoes in my brief. Sim.
You look pretty banged up. What did you say your name was?
Can call me Ted.
Ted?
Teddy.
I reach out my hand. I'm Remus.
Nice meeting you, Remus.
You got pretty scraped up there. You okay?
Kind of burn, but I'll survive.
Right on.
Maybe I should have jump up with you. How was the drop?
Just like back in the old days, we'd go out to the swimming hole, do the old cliff diving. Wasn't that bad.
A bit high
I
for my taste.
just think that maybe some of these old guys are not used to the adventure.
Let's all get together. Let's get the whole group together. Hey, everybody! Let's introduce ourselves to each other, I guess, since we're roommate now.
That we are. My name's William DeVels, formerly of His Imperial Majesty's service. I was dismissed under questionable circumstances, I feel. But here we are now. I suggest we immediately start looking to shelter and means to start a fire.
Yeah, if anybody got any useful skill, now it's time to put them forward as well, right?
Yes, I have some light medical training and survival skills. I was a Marine. I spent a lot of time out in unpleasant places like this.
Yeah.
Sorry to say it. I think I might need to rest for a short time. I have many useful skills, though.
Yes, you just relax, sir. We'll take care of
Yeah.
you.
I cook a pretty mean beef stew.
Well, that's gonna be coming easy when we're gonna find beef.
That's true, but we do have our kits here.
I look around.
Pulls out
You
his
think
kit.
you guys think that there's beef in the like purple beef around here? This doesn't look like any. I don't know. Can we even eat any of this stuff?
I extend my hand
absently
toward,
pull one of the leaves off one of the trees, and it's like blue. I don't know.
It'll be based on
Fight
retinol instead of chlorophyll. Should be edible, if a bit unpleasant.
It's bitter.
I extend my hand toward Remus, and I do a sign like that, like meaning like give me my hand that doesn't hold the rock.
Yeah.
Get one in the pouch, Isaac's pouch.
You want this pouch? You give me that rock.
You want that? Rock is not what we miss around,
Oh,
but it's
I'll
about
take
the only
rock.
tool we have now.
It's better than nothing.
Pick any rock you want in the river.
I like that rock. Why don't you hand it over to me?
I gave him to him.
I take the rock. I heft it. That's a nice rock. I look over at the old man sleeping on the ground. Here's the pack. I toss it to Theodorin.
I reach into the pack, drink a bit of water from the canteen, tiny bit.
I'd recommend we ration that.
Yes.
I crouch down next to the old man with this flat rock in my hand, right next to his head. And then I lift up his head and put the rock underneath it. There, so you're not resting your head in mud. I look over at Theodorian.
Thank you.
I pat his chest. Just a touch too hard. You'll be okay.
So, what skills do you have there, man? Pointing to Remus.
Me? I know how to kill things.
I could tell.
That will likely be useful in this environment. There's no doubt all manner of large fauna in a forest like this.
Yeah, and animals too.
I'm going to start looking around for stuff, small scraps of wood and small vines I can use to make a fire bow with.
Yeah, I go back to the riverbed. I pick up another rock that's similar to the one I just gave to Remus for some reason. And then I move toward the trees. I look for a tree that I can make a staff out of, and then I use the rock to chop it down slowly.
I walk over to where William is going. I say, "Hey, where are you going? Where are you going?"
I'm looking for materials to build us a fire. We want to keep animals away. We want to keep warm. It could get very chilly here at night, as oppressive as it is during the day. I suggest we stay in this area because we want to get those ropes and that silk down from that tree. And if that pod isn't under too much deep water, we might be able to dive in there and get some metal.
What about that sap that's creeping down from that tree there, from the damage that we've done? You think it might be of any use to possibly use in fire building or something?
It's possible. Once we get a fire going, we'll see what we can burn here.
I'll help you gather wood. I
Excellent.
proceed to
Thank you,
help
sir.
gather stuff as well.
Faint sound comes across the wind. Unmistakable sound of a weak engine.
Hey. Could be rescued. Is that our rescue? I look over and see Theodorian making himself some kind of spear. That looks like a good idea. I go over and try to copy what he's doing. But I'm looking more for a big club.
Yeah, I'm just like finishing cutting like a break, take the balance of the staff. All right, that would do.
Okay.
I look at Remus trying to imitate me. I told him, I spent quite a few years living in a place like that.
Well, am I doing it right, I say?
I think you'll be all right in that environment. That can be an opportunity for you. The modern world hasn't been too kind to you, no?
No, man. It sure ain't.
The
Sure
chance
ain't
to go back
kind
to
at
your
all.
nature.
Everyone just talks so fast all the time, and yeah, I get left behind. And then I take the fall, right? I'm just the fall guy.
The engine noise is getting louder.
I look for more of a clearing so that I can get more of a vantage to sight this thing.
So further down the river, kind of it winds off to the right, and I can't see what happens to the river at that point. It's just kind of jungle beyond that. There is in the distance you can see in the distance there is a large mountain, start of a range, as you can it's the start of a range, and on one side it's very rough and sheer, but on the other side looks like it's more of a gradual slope. There's lots of large trees around.
I perk up to everybody. I say, hey, let's see if we can get ourselves to a higher ground if possible. Maybe that should be our goal. We'll be able to get more of a assessment of our surroundings. Perhaps we might see something better from up there.
You go ahead. I want to stay near the water. And I'm not sure I want to be seen by whatever's flying around. And I duck toward more the woods.
I'll come along with you. It's best we scout out the situation.
Gather up some wood as we go along. I think it would be fair. I take my shirt and I start bundling small pieces of wood as I walk along.
I look at between Theodorian, Teddy, and Andrus. My eyes narrow. I'm trying really hard to think. And then my eyes dart back to the old man that's just left there on the bank, with his head resting on a stone. Are we just leaving that guy?
The old man, hearing you, struggles for a moment, but gets up to his feet, holding the side, his well-bandaged side, and says, I'm going to walk further into the woods to hide from this whatever's coming.
I walk up to him, throw my arm underneath his shoulder to support his weight, and then I whisper to him, why would you hide? What do you think is coming?
This is a prison planet.
They want our stuff. Right? Our bags. They want that.
I don't know.
I help him. Shh, old man, stay quiet. And I walk in the direction that Ted went, dragging the old man with me.
Andrews, I'll be over here. Calls out.
Yeah, I got him, boss.
Shoulder.
I got him.
Follows you.
I see Remus coming with the old man. I say, man, I thought the goal of this planet is that we'll be left alone at last. And now they're gonna come and check on us with their fucking drone or some shit.
No, this old guy says that It might be other prisoners coming to loot our corpses. At least that's what he says.
With some kind of
No,
engine?
I don't know any.
What do you know? You said you were a journalist. Aren't you a journalist, Teddy?
Long time ago. I left it behind.
This world, hell, it's a bit of a controversial spot for the Empire. They assure it's humanitarian, but basically they send the worst prisoners here to live out the rest of their lives. We've done it many times.
But we can live our life here. We got water. We're gonna find food. Stuff live here, so we can live here.
Of course.
It's an essential life. Back to the basic. But it's living how we should live. All this luxury and comfort from the modern world. That's what does make us weak and soft. That's why I left it behind.
Well, I sure wish I had my combat armor, though, all the same.
You
Anderson?
got what God gave you. And he gave you a lot. I can tell by looking at you.
I raised my club. You say it.
Now it's time to test our true worth.
Andrews?
I keep on trekking through the forest, keeping an eye on back, making sure I know where I'm going. Come on, William. Let's get to just a little higher ground so we can get a good vantage point here. Or he looks up at one of the trees. I sure hate to have to climb one of these to see what's around in the area, but I don't know. That hill. How far do you think that is? 2, 3 kilometers?
About that, couple miles. We should be able to do that within an hour. But just make sure we stay oriented. We don't want to get lost.
Yes, yes.
Keep an eye out for tracks. We don't know what the hell is out here.
He calls back to, hey, boys! Boys! Calls back to Theodorian and Remus. Boys!
I hear Andrews calling, but I ignore it.
The
I'm
sound
looking
of the,
for a little moss and tinder, something dry.
the sound of the forest is typical of most plants outside of the blue vegetation. The sound of the engine is significantly louder. It's you hear there is a sound of rustling through the trees by William and Andrus.
Get down!
Duck
Get down!
Duck down into some cover.
Going to give me a stealth.
Okay, my stealth. Okay, I have basic stealth.
6+.
Three, 4.
6.
Okay. It's really loud. It's like it's very high pitched noise. It's like, and then you hear some rustling, or there's rustling in the bushes. A vehicle drives past the two of you. It's like it's a little dirt bike. Wheels are made of some kind of weird material. Looks plant-based. And there's a man sitting on top of it with a bright pink pink breastplate. It's been marked with some kind of muck into a design. It's got a helmet made of the same material. Number of large, colorful feathers coming off one side. Those same feathers can be seen adorning the bike. He drives past and he stops 10 feet away from William. He looks around.
Sir, nod. And
He looks
with my
at- he
hands
looks at
behind
you.
my back, I motion to Andros to stay where he is because they don't appear to see him.
He looks at you after you get his attention, and he says, "Orange." He points at you.
Yes,
Number
the
of other
clothes.
people come out. Number of 3 other men come out. They look like they're a little out of breath, breathing heavily. And the man on the bike pulls a spear from his bike and says, "Lay down."
Well, I'm a little scraped up. I'd rather not lay in the dirt. Why don't you just tell me what it is you would like?
Take him. And the 3
Oh,
men
no, don't go
run
doing
to
that.
attack you.
Okay, my hand to hand
So
is, where's my unarmed? Yep, 1. So the first one that comes near me, I just straight arm him up right in the jaw.
okay,
6, 7, 8. Do I get a strength on that?
yes.
So 10.
Okay. Roll your damage.
Okay, damage for hand to hand is how much?
1d6
Yeah,
plus your strength.
Yeah.
Teddy. Ted,
4, 5,
did
6.
you hear this? You hear what's going on?
Okay. He falls back into the bushes and tries to scurry up to his feet. 2 nets fly at you in your direction.
Okay, I will attempt to dodge out of the way.
Okay.
10, 11.
Okay, one of the nets sails where you were standing. The other one lands on top of you. It's very weighted, slowing you down.
Okay,
I go for
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Andres.
the downed man, pushing myself out of the bushes with one of the sticks in my hand and start beating on him. Nine.
Damage.
3. Quack.
His pink breastplate adequately absorbs that hit. But as he looks surprised to see you. And the man on the bike begins to ride his, or takes a step towards you, Andres, and tries to stab you with a spear. You decent. So you're gonna take 5 damage.
Ooh. Bleeding out.
Surrender or die. The other two men pull out there, and they have little knives crafted of bone. The third man's eventually getting up to his feet with a knife.
Puts his hands up.
Okay.
I put my hand
I'm
up
good.
when Remus is trying to attract my attention to that.
I'm going
They
down.
wanted to see what the noise was about. You want to risk your life for people you just met a couple of hours ago?
No, I just want the bike.
What for?
Get us away here. Maybe we could find something else. I don't know. I don't usually do the thinking.
There's not much to find here.
Chieftain shoves a spear in your face, William. Says, surrender?
Okay,
By
I
the way.
duck down onto my haunches, grab the net behind me, and I attempt to throw it over me, off me, and onto him.
Okay.
4, 1 for dex 6.
Okay.
Oh, I do have net.
The net is very cumbersome. And you're able to get it. It's still on top of your head. And he gives you a good stabbing. You're going to take 7 damage.
Oh,
He says, surrender? The men with knives are starting to try to grapple you now.
well, you gentlemen seem to have me at a disadvantage, so I feel I must comply for the moment.
I say, good choice, good choice. Good choice.
Looks at you for a long second, trying to his ears piercing into you, or his eyes piercing into your mind.
I very calmly just take the remainder of the net off me and throw it to the side, cross my arms in front of him, trying to show no sign of the pain I'm in.
I tell Remus, however, those people, they don't know we're here. Presumably, we can surprise them, and they might have weapons and useful tools.
Sounds
Outside of
like
the bike.
they have some weapons.
Can you be quiet? Circle them
Yeah.
around.
I sure can.
I wish you still had that rock I gave you.
I got something better now. I heft my baseball bat sized club. Now I just
Let's
need
circle
a knife.
around.
Agreed. And because these orange shirts aren't going to be helping us here. This isn't exactly army fatigues, but it stands out, doesn't it?
I take my jumpsuit from my neck. I lift it in the ground.
I skin myself as well. Hand my clothes to the old man. Prop him up against a tree.
You take the right, I take the left.
That's right.
I'll stay here.
Quiet,
Yes.
old man. Quiet.
The
We'll be back.
the man driving the bike looks at you for a long moment, William. Looks over to the man at your right. and nods at him. The man to your right walks over to you and slits your throat, bleeding on the spot.
Can I make a dex to dodge this?
Did you?
Well, as he's coming up to me with the weapon.
No.
Uh,
Andrews?
Doctor, physician.
Doctor. Good, good. This one's smart. William's body. William. Body falls over and bleeds out in the ground while the two men push you by the shoulder and take you over to the bike.
I'll go willingly. I go willingly.
They're putting Andres on the bike to ride behind the chieftain. As the chieftain gets on. Remus.
Using my recon training from Army boot camp and my 2 tours of duty, I slipped through the undergrowth, angling towards that bike that I mentioned before. My club in hand. I move like a ghost through the jungle, angling in on that
Theodore.
bike.
Having lived like for 8 years in this kind of environment, in the wild, I moved to the jungle like it's my home. And I take a position hidden where I can see the guy on the bike. I see them taking Andrews, and I get ready to throw my big rock at his face.
The man on the bike looks over at Andres and says, "Where's the pod?"
River. It's in the river.
Man looks over towards the river, and one of his subordinates says, "Up there, the chutes. They're up there in the trees." All right. Get a crew out here to scavenge the pod. Says, yes, sir. And one of them runs off. The one speaking. The man on the bike begins to turn the bike around to head the other way, and he says, "Any other oranges?"
They died, killed, tried to jump at the river.
Roll deception.
Boy. And so it's 3,
Should have rolled before.
14.
He says, looks around, and go ahead and give me a stealth check, Remus and Theodore.
Six.
7.
And Remus.
I see him looking around. I look over. Ted moves smooth like a jungle cat through the foliage. I nod. I try to get his attention just with a small hand wave, pointing at the guy on the bike. And then I put out the fingers, right? 4, 2. When I hit 1, I jump up.
Theodore.
And I throw my rock at the guy on the bike. Take my staff and I jump off toward.
Roll
Maybe athletics.
archaic range. Is that what we're doing?
Athletics.
Athletics, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Roll what you think's best. That's the
7.
And I sprint because he's repositioned the bike. He's a little off balance. I rush at him with a war cry. I take a 2-handed swing with this club and try to break it off the back of his head.
They do.
That's an 8.
Okay. Success. Roll your damages.
12 damage.
Theodore.
I run with my staff and I hit one of the other guy that wasn't on the bike.
I'm sorry. Damage on the rock.
Oh, I did 2.
2.
You didn't see? Sorry.
Sorry. The rock bounces off the helmet. Then he says, "What was that?" Just in time to catch a bat square in the nose, and flops off of the bike. The bike is tipping over. Andrus.
I go straight for him and go with his melee expertise and his knowledge of his doctor, and give him the old across the neck to squeeze him to sleep.
Okay. Roll a thing.
Whoop, that's wrong. That's 1. There we go. There. 9.
He's very dazed from Remus's initial attack, and he's barely struggling against your arm, Remus. Or the two his 2 subordinates. One of them 10 feet up a tree already, trying to get to that parachute, jumps down and draws his knife and squares up against Remus. He's going to make a lunge at Remus, his bone knife. Sorry. There we go. All right. Make that 5 damage. The other one starts trying to kick at Andrus on the boss. Gives him a swift kick. Sorry. And that'll be 4 damage.
Ooh.
Theodorian.
Yeah, I'm rushing out of the bush with my staff, and I try to hit in the back of the head the guy that just went to kick Andrus.
Okay.
It's 5.
Remus. It's a fail.
Sweat
Sorry.
glistening off my muscular body. I look down at the stab wound on my side, and I growl and swing my baseball bat, looking to break bones. That's a 7.
Okay. contested rolls. He tries to parry it. Brings his knife up. You get him.
Sorry, you're pixelated. The
Oh, I'm sorry.
baseball bat comes smashing into his pathetic parry. 6 damage. I smile.
He's off balance. Andrus.
Holding on until he goes limp.
All right, he's his awareness begins to come back to him as he tightens his grip on your arm, attempting to pull it off, fighting your grip. Go ahead and give me a contested roll here.
Breaks.
He struggles to get to his feet, and Theodorin.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to jab the guy with my staff in the kidney.
The henchman.
Yeah, the henchman. The one that was kicking, that was buttering Andrew.
These are going to be contested now. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 9 for me. Oh. Two.
His armor deflects it completely. These carapace armored guys. Remus.
Seeing that my opponent's off balance, I press the attack. Going for a blow, trying to knock him down to his knees.
He's breathing heavily.
8.
So he attempts to
9.
counterattack the zone. He rushes forward and grabs your arm. Just tries to sneak a quick stab in. Nope. Doing 4 damage. The man facing off against you, Andrus.
Hauls off and wails on him as hard as he can.
He's just gonna try and shrug it off. Get to his bike. So that connects.
And does 5. Bam!
He's trying to pull his bike up, and he drops it again as you punch him, and lets out a roar like an animal. Theodorian.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. So the guy not turn toward me because he constated my last. So now I'm gonna try to jab my staff in his throat. That's gonna be 8.
Got him.
4.
His unarmored throat goes, and he grabs his throat, tries to breathe, drops to his knees, looking helpless, fleetingly at you before falling over. Remus.
I'm done playing nice. I let go of of the club, and then with my too close for the club, I go straight for his eyes to hook my thumb into his eye, right through his open visor.
He's going to try and grapple with you.
That's going to be a 7.
Struggling with you in that same thing. And he's knife drops and he's starting to get the upper hand. He's got a big grin on his face. Not so tough. He is trying to get his hands around your neck. Andrus.
I roll, grabbing the rock that was thrown by Theodore, and then go ahead and face off again against the leader. Try to smash him.
He's going to try and spear you. Or he doesn't have a spear. He's going to try and tackle you.
Okay.
And so he just literally spears you, except that move, right? So he like drives his shoulder into the hardness of his armor. Makes the impact that much harder. Make it knocking you to the ground for 2 damage. You don't.
I just like jab the guy and he grab his throat, so I bring back my staff and I jab him in the face, straight in the nose. It's gonna be 8.
Just he's unconscious. Is he like? He's like.
All right, I just like bam, I can do with the butt of my staff straight in the face. For another 2 damage.
He's done. He's just holding his throat, head slightly moving as you poke it. And Remus.
My naked torso slick with sweat. I spin in the guy's grip and try to flip him over my shoulder.
All right.
It's going to be 6 plus 3, so that's going to be 9.
Got it.
He sails over my shoulder.
He falls on his back. He's got like wide eyes looking up at you. You do another action. You know.
I don't wait. As he's on his back in front of me, I take the heel of my shoe and I slam it into his face.
Okay. And roll your damage.
1.
He turns it out of the way and you stomp his shoulder. Struggling to get up. Andrus. Underneath and he's on top of you now.
I hang on to him and try to grip as closely as possible with a grapple.
He's just like top you, feral like a beast.
Yeah. 4. Being heavily wounded.
He just puts his arm over you and just starts trying to pummel the shit out of you. Nope. Yeah, reroll it. You take another 6 damage.
Ooh. And I go unconscious. Still alive.
Just like punching you in the face. Theodore.
I grabbed the weapon that the guy that I just like down had. And I tried to jam in the guy that just fucking made unconscious Andrus.
Just roll damage. It's going to be +2 to your d6.
That's gonna be a 3.
Okay. He goes, "Ugh," and rolls off of Andrus. Remus.
I reach down to where I dropped the club, retrieve it. Then, hopefully, with enough time before this guy gets onto his feet, I slam the
Scrambling to
club.
his-
Yeah, I slam the club into him again.
All right. Make a contest.
That's going to be 9. God, man, this guy. Ridiculous.
He manages to get to his feet and duck under the swing, the club, and then pulls his knife out with a sure attitude. He says, "Not so easy, Orange."
Why don't you take that armor off and let's do this?
You got to earn the armor, Orange.
Nice color. Goes really well with your eyes. This must be a prison planet.
Theodorian.
Yeah, I'll try to stab the guy that I just tried to stab again.
He's
Right.
going to try and evade your attack. Get to his
Yeah.
feet.
That's a 7 for me.
You got him.
Yeah. 8.
He just he's dead. He's dying here. So
All right.
he's going out. So you can
Put my
sort of-
blade like find purchase. Look at him dying, and then I turn toward Remus.
he's got a grit to his teeth as he watches you with hate in his eyes. He's like, "Argh," as a little blood starts trickling down his mouth. And then he just goes, "Argh," falls over. No longer growling. Remus.
Looks like your boss man's no more. You still in this fight? I keep the baseball bat kind of ready, my club ready.
He looks at
We still
you.
doing this?
He looks at you and just runs away,
That's what I thought.
disappearing in the jungle in moments.
I
I dropped to my
Gonna
knees.
start running after
badly
him.
wounded.
Say again.
I'm gonna start running after him.
All right.
See if I can catch up with him. Want me to roll athletics?
Athletics, dexterity.
All right, that's gonna be 8, 9. No, 8. Sorry.
All right. He's managing to keep distance from you. Going to
Then
make
I
give me a
give up.
survival check if you want to continue.
No, I give up. After like I purchase him a bit. If I see I'm not able to catch him after like, I give up. And I
As
go
he
back
keeps,
to
as he begins to pass you, you hear him kind of laughing gleefully. War Chief's dead. War Chief's dead. He just like starts calling that as he runs through the forest or the jungle.
I'll turn back toward like a turn around and go back toward Remus.
Badly cut. I limp over to where Andrus is unconscious. I lean down, check his vitals. Wouldn't you know it? He's still alive. Then I look over this armor from the downed enemies and their weapons. I start moving towards that.
A well-fashioned, if not overly ornate spear lies on the ground next to the war chief, as his henchman called him. One of his dead henchmen next to him, also another set of armor. Looks to be it's about as well made as the Chieftains, but less decorated. The bike rumbling next to the three of you. It's a functioning little dirt bike sitting there. Strange plant-based wheels but with a metal frame, with a Unicorp logo attached to one of the
I walk over to
pieces.
the bike. Using my skill with wheeled vehicles, I attempt to ascertain, oh yeah, this is how you turn it on, there's how you turn it off, here's the control mechanism. It's a simple enough machine. So I turn it off not to waste any fuel and wait for Ted to come back.
The gas tank is 3/4 full.
As I arrive
Cheers.
and I see like Remus on the bike and Andrews down, I go toward Andrews. I lean down over him.
He's still alive. He's still alive. I checked him.
Glad
I
to
can't
hear it,
say
though.
as much for William. That guy, they gave him a permanent smile.
Yeah. Should we do the same to him?
He did have some good skill, better than I did. If we get injured, and I'm cut up pretty bad. I could use his medical skills.
Will he be able to help himself in that environment, injure like that? What about you?
Well, time will tell. But I know how to use these. I look down at the weapons that are laid out, and I know how to use this. And I pat the gas tank of the makeshift dirt bike.
Yeah, I used to have one of those when I was a lad. I look at one of the bone knife, look it around, test the edge. That's gonna come in handy. You wanna, I guess, like one of those guys escape. So we probably need to get moving. We're probably gonna
Yeah.
bring back some other guy, kill their their chief.
He didn't seem too upset about it.
I don't know. I don't
Think
want
the
to.
old man's still there? Maybe I'll go check on him.
Yeah, but you want to bring that noisy machine with you?
No, and it only has 3/4 of a tank. I don't know where we're gonna find more gasoline.
I don't know where they find that to begin with. That's
Well, it says
raised a lot of
Unicorp.
questions.
Maybe the.
Yeah, but Unicorp do everything.
So how would they get the bike down here?
I assume they would all be like us, with nothing but what they can fashion, and they did fashion some stuff, and I turn around the
Smart.
knife and like that.
Smart.
But now armor and bike, armor kind of like that's artisanal, I guess. But
Well, you can have the fancy one if you want. I like this plain one just fine.
no, I just want to be. It's too hot for armor. Let's grab
That's right.
this guy. Let's drag him back to the old man. Maybe the old man knows something about bringing back the dead to life.
Well, we just splash some water on his face if he's just sleeping. All right, I'll get his shoulder. I'll get his arms. You get his legs. Let's gather up all this weapons and.
What about this other guy? And those buddies?
Okay, we could dump him in the river.
Seem to be wasting a lot of meat.
I look down at them.
The old man said he could make a mean beef stew.
I don't know if I'm hungry enough for that yet. We still have these rations, don't we?
The ration will last longer than that fresh meat.
Yeah. Well, it's an option.
Let's
It's an
drag
option. Yeah, you say so.
Well, we can only carry so much, and I'm afraid people are going to be back, so maybe we'll have to leave them behind. Let's try to get this guy. Having a doctor around could be useful. If there's
That's what I
hostile like
was
that.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed the leg.
All right,
The old
medicine man.
The old man is long gone with whatever items
I left my packs with him.
were left with him,
Well,
fleeing to the east. After,
so there's go with the ration.
He's just blazing the trail. I'm sure we could catch him.
Dragging this guy.
It's time for him to wake up. Let's prop him up against this tree and see if we can rouse him.
Groans. Blood spitters out of his mouth.
Hey, Doc.
What hit me? Oh, I'm a mess. I'm a mess.
I look over at Ted. He says he's a mess.
He is a mess. Doc,
What's your name?
look at yourself.
I'm gonna have to patch myself up, I think.
I look over at Ted again. Tell me about your story. What's your name? You said Andrus?
Andrus
Who are your
Tavitschau.
people?
I am the chosen Duke
No
of
kidding.
this sector.
and we'll end the session right there.
I'm just ready to plunge my bone knife into his heart.
We'll leave it
I'm so
unstated.
there.
We'll leave it unstated.
Don't, no, you don't.
What did you guys think of that mess?
Ooh.
It was hard. It's hard not having anything.
Yeah. Traveler is not a very forgiving system, that is for sure. You can die pretty easily.
Sorry, Doc. I couldn't justify this guy keeping you alive after you fought him like 2 times. You know, it's pretty like cold world.
Yeah. That made sense. It made sense.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
really
I think
happy you guys decided to kill Doc.
Sorry?
Really happy you guys decided to kill Andrews. That's a cool one.
Yeah. The man, I think the setting was cool. But
Yeah. Did you feel like the combat was long?
I don't think it wasn't long. I think
Yeah.
we're slow.
I think
I don't
we
know
were
why.
just all slow.
I don't know why.
It's
We're all like,
because they're like significantly better equipped than you. Like
Yeah.
they have armor.
Well, I thought we
Oh,
were just
yeah.
slow the
Punching
whole
them.
session. Like I thought, like
Yeah,
it was just the whole session. We were slow.
Yeah.
I think to be honest, I think the beginning was a bit slow, right? The
Yeah.
time before like the capsule hit the ground, I think that had been stretched a bit too long, if you don't mind
Yeah.
me. And also like I got what you're trying to do. Present us with a challenge right away with the capsule being off the ground, right? But
Yeah.
because we had nothing, maybe that was like we wasted a lot of time there. I think that was a bit of too big of a challenge. For like, you know, I get when you want to put a challenge at the start of the session so player can get in the character and start like solving something and work together. But
Yeah,
now
I
we
should
have-
have just popped the chords like
Yeah.
when the first one popped.
Yeah.
Or
It
when
didn't-
the
it
second,
didn't
when you
feel
got the
like-
door open.
It didn't feel like there was anything we could do about it. So it was kind of like we were just kind of like
Yeah, or like if we're like 10 feet of the river or of the lake.
Yeah,
or
when you said
something like that,
25
you know?
feet, I'm like, that's it. I'm jumping. Like,
25 feet is quite high, man.
Yeah, that is high. I've
What
been a
high?
roofer.
Oh,
I
we-
know how.
we
Sure.
could
You can
jump
survive
that.
it, but
We
man,
would, we would do that all the time. That's
Yeah.
25.
It was
It's not that
meant. It was meant to punish the less physical.
Yeah.
That's why I dumped the body of the Isaac guy off. I was like, oh, let's see. If he hits rocks immediately, then I won't jump.
Yeah, that was that's good thinking, I think, because it gave a chance to the GM, like, you know, kind of give you an expectation what to. It was kind of like testing the world in a sense, without yeah. But yeah, and that's something I think a lot of us kind of got like the reflex of doing, right? We want to have something happening like from the start.
Hmm.
But like, especially when it's a one-shot, a session like that, like we don't know our character yet. We haven't get into character yet. Like we don't know like really the tool and stuff like that. So maybe like throwing something a little that it's solvable a little easier, right? Just like, or you could, there's a bunch of things I could have done. Like there could have been like cable, like in the capsule described that we can use as rope or stuff like that, right? Just like,
Yeah, and in retrospect, like I didn't really give you guys a way to cut the rope at all.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
thinking like, yeah, go get the rope, and then you were like, I can't do anything. I can't cut the rope off, and I was like, oh yeah,
yeah,
oops.
Yep. Yeah.
So that was my fault. I was thinking that you guys could use the rope, but obviously you have to be able to get a section of it.
exactly.
They probably in hindsight, it would have been probably more prudent for us to go ahead and surrender and find out where these guys were going to take us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know how deadly you know the combat can be, especially when you're unarmored. But they are, man, because that just like regular cloth is going to be six absorbency against whatever you do for damage. So
Flat armor.
I was fortunate to have an 11 endurance, so which is the reason why
you used it.
yeah, it came off. I'm only 2 off on my decks, but but that's all pummeling damage, so it's not like
So that means you don't need surgery, right?
no.
You could survive.
You
Oh
don't
yeah,
need surgery
oh yeah.
because you're dead.
I'm still good.
So you could survive if.
I should have just popped the chute like instantly and just made you guys in
Yeah, that's the
in,
thing.
like
Like,
in a capsule that's filling with water and killed off one of them like that.
yeah, I think like once we're like in the capsule, like and like clearly we didn't know what to do. We had like
Yeah.
no idea. We're fucking
For sure.
around. We're like
For sure, just-
accomplishing nothing, just looking here, looking there, trying to figure out. Then like, oh, okay, the shooter are letting go or whatever, or like the capsule fall or the tree crack, and then like that could be like slower. There's a lot of things, but I think like this thing have been like stretched a bit too long because it took what 45 minutes before we're out of the capsule.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ooh,
It was a long time.
Yeah.
we'd have to check.
Yeah, I think it was that long.
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah, I meant for the first 30 minutes to be you guys got out of the capsule. But I guess it was a little longer than that.
Yeah, well-
Sometimes things don't go as planned, so
like I think like 5 minutes or 10 minutes we should have been out of the capsule.
Yep.
Because what we were there, like, it was to be on the planet, right? We barely did anything.
Yeah,
On the
but
planet.
I mean, you need like maybe this isn't the way that you guys play it, but I like to have an act 1 where characters are introduced.
Yeah, but in
And
a
it
one shot,
ends-
that needs to be
It typically ends at 30 minutes
Mhm.
or at a quarter, and then
Well,
How did
that's
that work,
when-
Phil? Like you were doing you had a 2
I totally
hour
forgot
thing,
to set the time.
and you forgot to. Oh, I was going to ask you because I was watching, and some of the pushes it seemed to be coming on like the half hour and then the hour, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's staying on that. That's
No.
good on
I
you.
started doing it a little bit when I popped the
we could
capsule.
have our introduction once we're on the ground, right? Once
Yeah, it's hard
we're
to do
like,
in one shot. But I don't know that I intended this to be one shot.
Yeah, well, I'm be willing to go back to it right now. Like,
Yeah.
now like it felt like we're just like getting started. Like now, like think, okay, now like there's a conflict, there's some stuff happening, right?
Yeah.
We started getting together. Well,
Yeah, I have a lot more in mind.
William's
because-
dead, but like now like there's this thing with the between.
Well, he could be the old
Raymond
man
and
that we
Theodorian.
tracked down.
Yeah,
Yeah. Remember, what was
He
his name
wasn't
again?
gonna-
or
Like the,
somebody else that is hiding from the Bing, right?
Yeah.
the old.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean, he's not going to stick around because Crispy's going to kill him. now.
That's not done yet. That's
Probably
not done
shouldn't
yet.
have gotten greedy and took the packs, but.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to kill that guy for taking our packs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah.
I definitely felt like there was. I don't know what you guys thought. It was similar to the werewolf game. I felt like there was a lot of me waiting to do something, and I don't know if I should have done something. Certainly
No,
in
I
the
don't
capsule.
think so. I think that's a player thing.
Yeah.
I was, but I'm trying to not interrupt other players. So
Yeah.
in my defense,
Did you?
I was waiting for a prompt before I said anything.
Yeah,
What'd you think
I
about-
got a little confused about the turn order a couple times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Because we
what
seem
did you
to
think
jump
about
around.
the lack
Yeah.
of round robin max?
I was always waiting for your character William to go before I go, so I was waiting for that.
Yeah, and I was waiting. I got confused as to like, because we jumped around a couple times, so I wasn't
Yes.
like sure where we were at.
Yeah.
Personally, the lack of round robin doesn't bother me. It's not something like I'm married to, right? But
Yeah.
if we want to have like free flow game,
Yes.
we have to remember two things. Like if you just took a turn, let other people take a turn.
Yep.
But also if it's been a while since you took a turn, fucking take a turn.
Yeah.
Even if it's
Yeah.
just an anchoring statement, like I'm
Jump
just
in.
like sitting on the dirt, kicking rock with my feet, just like say something that you're still there, and then we get it. You don't have anything to contribute now. We move around. So sometimes I'm just like sometimes I just took a turn, then somebody take a turn, then I'm just waiting, but nobody say anything. Come on, guys, jump in.
Yeah.
Volunteer
The problem
something.
is I jump in too much.
Well,
so-
that's the
No,
thing. Me and
you did
Crispy,
fine.
we don't have
You
problem
did
taking
great.
turn. We're
No.
two fucking big mouths, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right, Max. You've hit it on the nose. That's exactly
That's,
the problem.
that's good if everyone is a polite big mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's oftentimes what happened. I take a turn, Crispy take a turn, then we wait.
Yeah.
Come on,
There's some
guys,
of
jump
that.
in. Like I don't want to take a turn again because otherwise it's just gonna be like.
I
Back and
think there
forth
was a
again.
couple times where it was getting into that, like, I'm taking 3 act. Turnflation was starting to happen.
There,
a little
yeah,
in
there
the
was
middle.
some
Yeah.
of that.
I,
for
I,
sure.
I felt like I shut off a couple of turnflations. I don't know if you guys felt that way, but
I
Was it-
thought it
was
was
it
fine.
weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there was a couple of times where Max and Crispy were talking to each other for an
running
extended
out.
period of time, and I was hoping that for William to pop in to say his, but I didn't. Yeah, it would have had to been an intervention by the referee to say, oh, to
Well,
William.
also like during the combat, also at some point you had a few turns of combat, and then like I kind of forced it to bring us like I know Crispy tried, and like I said, okay,
Mhm.
let's force it a bit like that. We can do something. We are like rustling, like they're not that far, right?
Yeah, I guess when combat starts, I kind of give 2 rounds, and then
Yeah.
we'll bring in the others.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel like it should go.
And I know like there was when I was in the tree at some point, like I did
Deliberate.
like say like okay, like next like tree thing I'm gonna do because like I'd been there for a while while the other people like were down in the river and just
Yeah.
like so I was trying to play catch up a bit.
Yeah.
So then you can go to the other guy and do stuff with them. All my action resolved.
But as a whole, do you think it was better than versus like the first Fear City? Like compared as far not am I better than Crispy, but the question
Of
is
course, yeah.
is there less was there less talking over each other?
There wasn't
That's
any
something we're
talking.
definitely
Because I
getting
feel like
better
that was
at.
the major issue that you had with the
Yeah.
Fear City game.
That's something we get better at. But there's still some time. I feel like it wasn't that bad there, but it's still sometimes like sometimes I feel like we don't listen to each other, right? So we're just everybody's pulling like in one direction.
Yeah. I think there was a point where William's character was following Max, and then Rick was like, "You're, hey, William."
Well, it's
How
because
are
like
you
I
doing?
think like I was confused about
Right
that
before
because
the
like
combat
Andrews
started.
say I'm going do this thing this way.
Yeah.
I say all right, you fine. I'll go this way instead.
Yeah.
And then William say I'll go with you, but like it wasn't clear to who he was talking to, right?
Yeah.
So then like I wasn't sure if he was with me or with Andrews, but I assume he was with Andrews, and Remus
Yeah.
was with.
I thought I was with William and
Yeah.
you and Crispy were together. So
Because he said he was going to go scout out the hilltop. I was like, I'll come along.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then I
so okay, so
misunderstood.
it was so okay. We're all on the same page then, except
Yep,
for
I
Phil.
think yeah. Just the referee that wasn't aware.
Who cares? It's low res. I'm just moving forward. I'm just here to react. I'm here to react.
No, but it's definitely an interesting scenario. If you guys want to keep doing this, I could always be a sole survivor of another drop and just run into
Oh, there's plenty of other characters floating around here.
Yeah.
As long as you're a criminal for some reason.
Yeah.
or
I'm a
unjustly
tourist, actually.
imprisoned. Yeah.
I've heard a lot. I've been to Alcatraz.
I hear hell's great this time of year.
Unjustly in prison? Who's
Oh, yeah,
unjustly
I
in
got a
prison?
ship.
Are they, or is everybody like there like unjustly?
No,
No, I'm definitely there for reasons.
definitely there for
Yeah, I'm
reasons.
there for
I
reasons
think
as well.
I think Andrus might be like a. He might have been like a
I'm a
political prisoner.
I'm a
Yeah.
political prisoner. So
But he's got some wacky ideas too. You know, one of those charismatic leader types.
Yeah.
it's going to be one of those things that our next session. Remus
Oh,
better
when your
watch
people
out.
come and when your people come,
I know
and
what's
rescue
happening. I know
Yeah,
what's happening.
I wanted to leave Rick's character dying as a question mark,
Yeah.
just to give him a chance of using the same character before Crispy kills him.
You kind of got on that, hey? Like I had a certain
Yeah,
thing
I
I
wanted
would
to end
do.
it as soon as you.
I know
as soon as you
exactly
said,
what you're
Tell
doing.
me your story.
I wanted to end it
Every
as
time
soon as you said,
Crispy
"Tell me your
started
story."
talking to somebody, I was like, okay, he's going to knife me.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
I was
Yeah.
like getting ready to intervene every time he spoke to somebody.
It's such a
Like, dude.
cool catchphrase.
So is the only guy that
Yeah.
killed somebody me?
Crispy.
I
murdered
killed
one
at
of
least
the
one.
prisoners.
Wait, there were three guys, no?
Yeah, I killed one. I didn't kill in the combat
you
part. I just killed
you killed
Isaac.
2 guys. Yeah.
Oh, there was 4 guys, right? So yeah, Crispy killed. Oh well, you
Max
killed
killed
Isaac.
2.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I
Max
mean in
killed
combat.
2 of the raiders.
And then one
Yeah,
got away.
One got away.
Yeah.
Oh, we never found out what Crispy did. I'm assuming he was a serial mercy killer.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's just a job.
We'll leave
that I
that for
do.
next
Was
time.
a Canadian doctor.
So good. No, I'm great. I'm great.
Tell me your story.
Oh, funny. Oh my God.
But I don't know if it came through, but I definitely had the lowest intelligence of the entire group,
Yeah.
like by a long ways.
There was like some times where you mispronounced words or like.
Yeah,
thought
or
there
I
was
would like
Yeah.
someone said fauna, and I'm like, yeah, and animals
Yeah.
too.
Very good.
You caught that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to keep a straight face with you sometimes. There, Christy.
I get that.
I'm also really happy that like Max's character less than an hour and is suggesting cannibalism.
Yeah, that's going there. Like we haven't even had one night yet, and he's already like, let's eat them.
Let's eat the
I'm a little
people.
package.
Well, it's thinking for the future, man. It's thinking ahead.
Very practical.
Well, I don't
I
know,
used
like
to live
that.
like this.
Yeah, that's the thing. My character, like my character, has been sent there, but then he's okay with it.
Yeah, he's fine with it.
Yeah, and I don't even know where here is. So
It's a cool planet. It's pink and purple.
Yeah.
Is there good chats or no offense, chat?
I don't think
Somebody's
we
saying,
had many.
why
You guys
bad
like-
guys?
What
Oh, yeah,
people
games.
from
Are you playing Dungeons
Twitch.
and Dragons?
It's basically Dungeons and Dragons.
we're
Sure,
playing Traveler?
Frankie. Yeah.
That's on Twitch. That's on Twitch here. Let me show that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have a bunch of stuff going on here on Twitch.
I didn't know
What
as
happened?
well. Should I show my rack more?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe
Better you than
that's
me.
the effectiveness. I
Yeah, that's
flex.
right. Yeah, we
showing
would
my
just
shiny
start
skin.
flexing.
You have a lot of X viewers, Rick.
What's
Well, I
that?
don't know if we were.
You have a lot of viewers on X.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can
I have
see
a-
where
I
they're
have a
from.
quite-
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got
That's
a good X following there going on. So
Yeah, right on.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Well,
yeah, hey guys, how's it going? This must be from. It looks like it's from a link chat from somebody, probably from Max
Yes.
Yep.
Max's
Probably.
channel.
Yep.
Yes. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So
Sounds
yeah,
Well,
good.
thanks for
Thanks, Phil.
watching, everyone.
Are we
Yeah,
coming back
thanks
to
for-
this next week, or we'll have something else going on next week?
I don't know.
We'll talk about that.
We'll
To
talk-
be determined.
If that's the first Monday of April, I'm out. But we'll talk about it.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's April 1st. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's Easter Monday.
It's Easter.
Okay.
Monday.
I mean, I will be there because it's
What?
April 1st.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm lying because it would be an April Fool's joke.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
I-
see.
I'm
oh,
playing
man.
my 4
Ah.
intelligence, Phil.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's true. It is the first. Wow, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right. Well, thank
To
you,
be determined.
everyone.
Who, we have to figure out who's next up, and
There will be games.
there will be games.
Where? What else? What else? Everybody got going on this week?
I don't know, but there is for me there is a vampire game in the pipeline.
Ooh, right on, Phil.
I think I'm going to make it a sort of a long form. So this game, if you're not aware, watchers, is in the same world building, universe building as our last Traveler game.
Yeah.
It's in the same universe. Called what's the name of it, Rick?
Shadows
Cross
in the
the-
Stars.
So,
Oh, I like.
oh, real quick, did you guys like my my talking in the pod?
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
Yeah,
I like
lovely,
ad.
lovely.
The
Oh my
ad was
God.
great. Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Very
You know, as
cynical.
you're saying that, I'm going. Oh, this could be good if we have some tools. We can dismantle it, make a transceiver. Blah blah blah. I'm like, you know, blah blah. All kinds of things coming through my head.
Yeah,
But,
everyone wants that
then
pod.
it sunk. Ah,
And then it's
In case you're wondering, the pod is really valuable. All right.
Yes.
Well, I hope y'all have a great evening, and
Absolutely.
we'll see you soon. Take care.
shall we do the traditional ending?
Oh, of course.
Well, I guess I don't get
Oh.
to say what I.
What do you have to
Oh,
say?
wait,
sorry,
what
yeah,
did you
sorry,
have to
Max.
say?
Go ahead.
Jeez.
No, I just wanted to say I'm gonna be back on Friday for the Terrier skin up.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna try to move the date to the date to Friday instead of Sunday.
Okay.
So on
Okay.
Friday at 9:10 Eastern time, 9:10 p.m. obviously Eastern time. Terrier skin off, so we can join us there.
Crispy, did you got anything you want to shout out?
No.
All right.
Are we
You're not
planning
really
on?
unsure.
Are we
Not yet.
planning on a like a GM
Tweaker?
diary or a
Tweaker.
tweaker?
Oh, we should do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done
I
a
think
tweaker in a while.
I think I should definitely be better about that. So I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on
Tweaker is your
mine.
show.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up.
Oh, I'm tweaking.
Yeah. Well, then do them.
I will then.
Doc, you doing anything?
No, my schedule's open except for work.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, take us away, Rick.
All right.
All
Take care,
right.
guys.
Will do. You guys have a good night.
All right, if you made it this far in the video and you feel like you want to go ahead and punch that subscribe button, we're learning stuff, I'm learning stuff, let's all learn together.
Subscribe now. Subscribe to 28mm RPG. Subscribe to Big Bad RPG. And subscribe to Table Runner 3.
Thanks for joining us. Keep an eye out for our next upload. We'll look forward to having you on the next one.